All right, today we're diving into one of the biggest, most universal themes out there, the journey of transformation. We're going to look at how everything from epic adventures to quiet poems and, get this, even official government forms can tell a story of massive change. And we're using a ninth grade curriculum as our map. So let's jump right in.
It all really starts with this one simple but huge question. Why do we do it? Why are we, as humans, so drawn to seek new horizons? What's that itch, that deep need to see what's just over the hill or across the sea? This question is basically our North Star for everything we're about to explore.
So, when we say a journey of transformation, what are we really talking about? Well, it's so much more than just traveling from point A to point B. It's a journey that really gets inside you. It's a voyage of the mind, of the spirit, one that completely rewires how you see the world and how you see yourself. And we're going to see it play out in some huge, epic stories, and also in some really quiet, personal ways. Okay, let's kick things off with the big one, the archetype of all archetypes, the hero's quest. And you really can't talk about the hero's quest without talking about our guy Homer and his ancient epic, the Odyssey. I mean, this is the foundational story. And here he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Odysseus. This quote, which he literally screams at a monster he just blinded, tells you pretty much everything. He's smart, he's brave, and he is unbelievably proud, maybe a little too proud. And most importantly, his entire identity is wrapped up in his home, Ithaca. His whole 20-year saga is just about getting back to that one place. But here's the thing about Odysseus. He is not some perfect hero on a pedestal. Not at all. The ancient Greeks loved his courage and his brilliant mind, for sure, but they were also crystal clear about his flaws. His pride, what they called hubris, is his Achilles heel. He just had to shout his name at the Cyclops, right? He couldn't just sail away. And that one moment of taunting is what brings the wrath of a god down on him, cursing his entire trip home. So the very thing that makes him a hero is also the thing that almost destroys him. You know, how Homer tells this story is just as brilliant as the story itself. He doesn't start at the beginning. He throws us right in medias res. That's Latin for in the middle of things. When we first meet Odysseus, he's already been on his journey for years, he's stranded on an island, and we learned about his past through flashbacks. It's such a great trick. It creates instant mystery and drops us right into the middle of the drama. Okay, so we've battled monsters and angered the gods. But not all journeys are like that. Sometimes the biggest, scariest voyage is the one that happens right inside of us. The journey of the heart. And we've got two poets here with two totally different takes on this inner journey. In Courage, Anne Sexton says the journey is life itself. Courage isn't some big heroic moment. It's the little things. It's the small acts of bravery we do every day, from being a kid to growing old. But then you have C.P. Cavafy, who says the destination, Ithaca, is what's important, but only because it gives you a reason to go on the trip in the first place. The real prize is everything you learn along the way. Now, this next journey of the heart, it's a tough one. In the short story The Return, a man named Kamau finally gets to go home after 5 long years away. He's been dreaming about this moment, fantasizing about it. But when he gets there, it's not what he expected at all. His wife, who thought he was dead, has moved on. And this quote, this is his moment of shattering realization. The world didn't wait for him. And his journey doesn't end in a happy reunion. It ends with a brutal transformation, accepting that the home he fought to get back to just isn't there anymore. All right, let's zoom out a bit. Because these transformative journeys, they aren't just locked away in old books and poems. They are happening all around us, right now, in the natural world and in some really unexpected corners of our modern lives.
Just look at this number, 22,000 miles. That is the insane round-trip flight the Arctic Tern makes every single year, from the North Pole to the South Pole and back again. It's just this incredible reminder that these epic journeys for survival, they're not a choice. They're just baked right into the fabric of life itself.
But what if a journey isn't epic? What if it isn't poetic or something that's driven by pure instinct? What if a journey is just paperwork? Okay, this might be my favorite part of the whole thing. It's an official government document, an application to become a mariner.
and it's presented as its own kind of journey. Think about it. This form, this piece of paper, is the very first step on a modern-day voyage. And it gives us this fascinating peek into what that journey actually demands from a person today. So the real question is, could you be a modern mariner? Forget fighting a cyclops. Can you step over a 24-inch door sill? Can you muscle open a 55-pound watertight door? And my personal favorite, can you pull a 50-foot uncharged fire hose all the way out? It's kind of funny, but it's also a really powerful point. Every single journey, no matter how modern, has its own set of trials you have to pass before you can even get started.
So after tracking through all these different stories and different kinds of journeys, what's the big takeaway? What does this all mean for you and me in our own lives? We've basically looked at 4 different flavors of a journey today, right? You've got the classic hero's quest like Odysseus. There's the deep, personal inner struggle you find in poems and stories. You have the mind-blowing natural migration of animals. And then there's the super practical, but just as real, modern voyage.
I think this quote from Anna Quindlen just nails it. It captures the whole spirit of what we're talking about. Every journey, big or small, gives you a chance to change. It's an opportunity to become someone new, to start a new chapter. It's this powerful idea that the life you've already lived doesn't have to be the only one you get. And that brings us right back around to the big question, the one I'll leave with you to chew on. When does the journey itself, the struggle, the people you meet, the person you become, when does all of that become more important than actually getting to where you thought you were going? It's a question that's right at the heart of every great story. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer.